Um, Something that you would inevitably talk about during this conversation, where we're going to figure out what our working relationship is going to be like, is what are my plans for the future? Where do I see myself? I'd like to ask that same question of you. So you've got 5 clients now.
Mhm.
You're with Donald Maass. You're on a first name basis with Holly Root. So nothing but big things heading your way. Where do you see yourself as a literary agent? Do you have, eventually I'm going to have my own agency?
Gosh, sorry.
Something a
Did
little
you
bit
have
less
you
grand?
talking to my dad? He's very much like, when are you going to start your own agency? And I'm like, I don't want to do my own personal taxes. I cannot imagine doing tax season with employees. No, I very much love being an agent working at an agency, even aside from working with Donald Maass, the individual person, and then my colleagues who are all amazing. But I think that's just because being just an agent within an agency, I have so much more maybe focus is not the word, room to grow my list how I want to. Like, I actually am presently still an assistant to many of my other colleagues at my agency as well, which helps, which also is why I have been so intentional about building my list the way that I have. I think I really just want to kind of go for I really want to build my client list of writers, people who have intention with their stories. This doesn't necessarily mean that they have to be like trying to change the world, whatever that means, with everything that they write, but just like the kind of projects I really want to work with, the projects that kind of speak to me, and then writers who really care, I think, about the effect of stories that they have in this society, whether they're writing about a naked mole rat who loves nachos, or,
That would change the world.
big fan of Kim Possible. Or like, something more like it's based on real life injustices that are going on now. So I just really like, yeah, that's my answer. So I am looking to sign on a couple of more clients by the end of the year. Unfortunately, I was not ready for a pandemic, and I have regressed in terms of my ability to focus and complete tasks. So it's taking me so much longer to read things, and like so much longer to just kind of like do regular things, which is such a bummer. But I'm hoping to, hopefully, as we get used to the state of the world, being able to circumvent those things, and just really get back into like reading full force again, which is funny. I mean, I want to get back to read really depressing, gloomy things. It's like, Kiana, really get to a therapist.
Well, I like my depressing stuff on the page, not in real life.
Yeah, right. I'm just like Lovecraft's Country. Is that what it's called? It's a book, but it's also, I only found out about it for the HBO adaptation that's coming out later this week, I think. But I am dying to read this book. I just got Mexican Gothic, which my book club is doing. I joined a book club for the first time in my life, so I can read a book. I think I've only read one published book in the last month. It was I'll Be Gone in the Dark by Michelle McNamara. That was about the hunt for the Golden State Killer.
Thumbs up.
Yes. So that, I'm just like, that was the only book that I've read within the last month. So I'm trying to.
I'm assuming you're still reading submissions and things for
yes,
clients,
of course.
Things, of course.
I just meant in terms of like published books. It's really, which is I do in my free time, or even though it's technically research, but it's a little bit harder because it just feels like hard to like wind down from being an agent voice. But I got some cool things on submissions. I'm really excited to do that. I'm getting caught up with my queries. And I just love that a lot of my colleagues have had such fun things to share with the work that they're working on. And it's really inspiring. And I'm like, publishing is surviving. I can survive too. I made my first deal during pandemic, which was really surprising. So it's
congratulations,
Karina. It's like it's little meet cute about this guy who is doing his internship at a marketing company. And I think and he kind of gets involved with his boss at work, who's a woman. And I think it sounds a little sketchy, right? But I really like it because it really is in conversation with gender roles within the office or work environment, and consent, and kind of the conversation of power imbalances within relationships, work or personal, that I thought was like really great to see. So super excited for it.